Welcome to Inside SAA, the new sports show highlighting happenings in the world of the Schaumburg Athletic Association, with your hosts Bridget Minogue and Rob Kay.
Hello, Schaumburg, and welcome to the premiere edition of Inside SAA for February. I'm Bridget Minogue.
And I'm Rob Kay. For the next 10 minutes or so, we're going to be taking you through the world of the Schaumburg Athletic Association and all the activities that have been happening over the last month. And we'll get you up to date on all sports and what's going to be coming up for the next month.
That's right. This show is all about you, all of the volunteers who make SAA possible, and of course, all of the thousands of kids out there who play SAA sports every year.
And that's why we're going to be needing your help in the future. If you have a clip of a great play, a score, a goal, we want to see it. So keep an eye out on the SAA website. We're soon going to have a spot where you can upload your videos, and they might be put on this show.
So stay tuned for that. Right now, we want to start with basketball. It's playoff time. The kids have been playing since December. The season's almost done, but we still want to talk about what's been happening with basketball. And earlier, you caught up with one of the commissioners and a coach.
That's correct. I met with Pamela Lawrence, who's the 7th and 8th grade commissioner for the Boys League, and Jared Schrader, who is a coach for the 2nd grade boys. Let's cut to that. We have with us this evening Pamela Lawrence, who's a 7th and 8th grade boys commissioner, as well as Jared Schrader, who's a 2nd grade boys coach. Pamela, let me ask you a few questions about what it's like to be the commissioner for the boys, for the 7th and 8th grade boys. How did you get involved in it?
Actually, the head commissioner, Kelvin Davis, I guess they recruited me to be the commissioner for this year, and it's my first year being commissioner.
Have you been a coach in the past?
Yes, I have. I've coached different age levels with SAA and outside of SAA.
Boys and girls?
Yes.
And do you have any children in the league right now?
Yes, I do. I have a 13-year-old that plays in the 8th grade league.
Terrific. Jared, let me ask you a few questions. How did you get involved with coaching?
Well, my son was a first grader. I got involved originally in the fall with football. They asked for volunteer coaches. I'm pretty much a jock at heart, so I helped out with flag football last season. And then I just went into basketball. I might as well stick with it. He wanted to play basketball too. And now I've come back here for my 2nd year and coaching a team now in the 2nd grade boys level.
Pamela, let me ask you, how many boys and girls are in the league from the beginning to the end?
We have a total of close to 1,000 kids that ranges from 1st grade all the way to high school level.
Terrific, and that's boys and girls, correct?
Boys and girls, yes there is.
The boys and girls play together in the first year or two though, right?
The instructional league.
Right, all right. So, Jared, from an instructional standpoint, what do you try to teach the kids when they first start out?
I think a lot of it is just getting them to understand the basic general concepts of basketball. A lot of these kids have played in their driveway or shooting outside in the park or something like that, but they haven't really worked as a whole team. Get them to get set up in different spots. It's real organized and instructional so that, they just learn how to dribble with their head up, set screens, don't move your feet, just the basic things that you have to do as a team to work with your teammates. I think that's kind of what they try and teach, is that it's not you out there by yourself. You're out there with 4 other people, and everybody's kind of got to work together and just get them to understand the basic concepts of basketball rather than just running around like
Teamwork's important.
Wild chickens.
Right. What would you say the difference is up at your level then?
Coming to competitive league, definitely a more fast-paced game. The kids have been in the instructional level, some of the kids anyway, have been in it and learning all the things that Jared was speaking of. They're learning the picks, how to play together as a team, and then just bringing their own skill level to the game.
And I believe playoffs are starting soon, right?
That is correct. Playoffs, we're gearing up for the end of our season for 7th and 8th grade league. Playoffs will begin the end of this month, and then we'll have an all-star game to end the season the 1st of March.
All right, terrific. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just come out. We want every kid to try to try out. We do have tryouts coming up in October with registrations in September. And then we go through draft night, pick the teams in December, and then kind of start the season. So we're just getting excited for the next season too.
All right, sounds good. We appreciate you stopping by. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Baseball and softball leagues are revving up for the spring season. On the softball side of things, player evaluations will be held on Sunday, February 19th at the Schaumburg Sports Center over on Irving Park Road. Players expect a phone call shortly to tell you what time you can come and display your skills. And practice starts on April 2nd with opening day over at Olympic Park Field on May 5th. And of course, we're all looking forward to the Slugfest tournament on May 19th through the 20th.
It's also a busy time for baseball right now, right?
It is. We're
And-
just about to get started.
Right, and you know that because you are an 11th, 12-year-old coach?
That's correct, I am. Been
All right,
coaching
so-
for about 3 years now. This will be my third year as a head coach.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about, I'm just at the T-ball level, basic, great time to start out with the kids when they're young. But once you get a little older, it gets a little more involved and a little more complicated. Can you explain to people how that process works?
Well, for one thing, every year they add a few more rules in. The idea is, I think, that by the time we get to the high school level, the kids have all the fundamental rules of baseball at their fingertips. They've experienced everything. So, for example, when I first started watching my son at the 9-year-old level, there was no stealing. And then in the when he got to 10s, there was stealing, but only after the pitch crossed home plate. And then for the 11 and 12s now, it's just full on run when you can, and it does make for exciting baseball games, I'll say that.
I bet it changes it up a little bit.
Every year, right.
Okay, what about do you have tryouts? You have the same kind of process that softball you were talking about earlier?
Right, evaluations I believe are in 2 Sundays. I believe it's on the 27th or 28th, I believe, or it's coming up. The last Sunday in February.
Okay.
So the times are split up between each of the age groups. The coaches come and sit down and watch all the kids run through. First they do a little catching and throwing, and then they go into the batting cages and get to swing the bat at a few pitches. Then after that, we all get together as coaches, evaluate all the kids, rank them into appropriate talent levels, and then we pick teams, draft them into the teams, and next thing you know, it's time to get started.
And when does that process get started? When can people look forward to finding out who their coach is, when practices start?
Usually each level has their meeting about 1 to 2 weeks after evaluations,
Okay.
gives time for the coaches to look at all the players, and then by mid-March, we'd better know who's on our team because practices start early April, first weekend in April.
Wow, okay, just like the big guys do.
Right, exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
All right, so opening
yes.
day sometime in April for baseball.
Opening day, I believe, is the last weekend in April this year.
Okay, and that season goes, how long does the season go?
The season goes through into July with playoffs. Playoffs go until maybe the second week of July.
So for the older kids, younger kids,
Correct.
I think it's a little earlier.
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct, yes.
Okay, so there's anything else new this year? Anything people need to know about if you're new to baseball?
Well, to be honest, I'm looking forward to our first coaches meeting, which is in a week.
Okay.
And I want to find out what's going on. We get to pick the team names, which is always exciting. And I'm just looking forward to getting started. My 12-year-old last year, after we finished with fall ball, we got home from the playoff game, the championship game, and he looked at me and said, "Hey, Dad, it's only 4 months until evaluations. I can't wait." I hope every kid feels that way.
That's exciting. And the fall ball, that was new just this year,
That was new
right?
just this last year.
Okay, was
correct.
that did a lot of kids turn out for that, or was it?
5 teams worth in the 11, 12-year-olds,
That's
so that's 60 boys.
Okay.
You know, there's basketball and football going on
Right,
pretty much
right.
at the same time.
Competition.
So, but it was a great season. It's great just to have more baseball going on.
Okay, well, thank you very much for getting us up to speed on
My
baseball. It's
pleasure.
going to be exciting. I know the kids can't wait. Get out there, and when the spring comes, baseball time.
I can't wait either.
Okay, me too. I'll be on the t-ball field, so
All
that
right.
is exciting. All right, we're going to switch gears and go from baseball and softball to soccer, which is kind of still going on right now in the indoor form.
That's correct. They've been playing games right now at the indoor league at the Schaumburg Sports Center since early January. Our cameras were there recently to catch some second grade games and also some fourth grade action. And we also caught up with one of the mainstays of the SAA soccer program, referee commissioner Warren Huey.
Hi, my name is Warren Huey. I am the SAA referee, recreational soccer commissioner.
How long have you been in that position?
This will be my third year.
Third
in
year?
This position, right? I'm on my second term.
Do you have kids in SAA right
Yes,
now
I
also?
do. I have
Okay.
a 7th and 8th grader, an 8th grader who's playing that I'm coaching on the girls' side.
What motivated you to become the head of referees for SAA soccer?
When I first moved into the area, I had 2 girls that were actually at this age playing for soccer already, and we'd like to get them more involved. And plus, I'm also a referee outside of SAA, and they thought I would be a perfect fit, because I have kids, girls that are in the program, as well as having experience as a referee, they thought I'd be a perfect fit to become a referee commissioner.
What's the one thing you could say that really makes it worthwhile for you?
We want them to just have fun, number one. Number two is to work on the skills at practice and listen to what the coaches have to say. Bring what you do at practice to the games, and being that it's a recreational, we want to identify which kids are ready for the next level, which is travel. So this is a good foundation at the rec level for any kids who want to pursue more competitive soccer, and that's how we start at the rec level.
All right. Appreciate your time. Thanks.
Our thanks to Warren. That was a great interview, and anybody who's been involved in SAA soccer knows that guy is always around. And you don't have to wait much longer if you're done with indoor soccer. The outdoor season for the spring kicks off again in mid-March. Games will begin again on March 31st. And if you've never even been on a team in the fall, there's still time to get in for the spring season. Just go to SAAonline.com and you can register. We hope we have a big turnout again for the spring and the upcoming fall next year.
Well, it seems like the football season just ended, but in fact, organizing that league is a year-round endeavor. As a matter of fact, starting in March, online registration begins, and in April, coaching applications are taken. It's important to note that not only does the SAA sponsor one of the most competitive tackle franchises in the area, but for those players who want to learn the game from the ground up, there is a terrific flag football league that teaches all the basic skills and terminology as well as sportsmanship and teamwork. There's a football event coming up also that I think you have a little bit more information about.
I do. It's something big that we want to remind some of the players about because it's been a while forgetting from the fall. All of those players, if you remember, they were nominated by their teammates for the Ironman Award. You get to go be recognized at a Chicago Rush game, actually the home opener. But we found out, though, that the home opener was changed from Sunday, March 11th, which is on the certificates everybody got, to Saturday night, March 10th at 7 o'clock. So that's a big change if you're making plans for that. And you have to have your voucher that you got faxed in or mailed into the Rush by March 1st to get your tickets. And we'll have a link to our website hopefully soon, a way you can get extra tickets to the game if you wanted to go. Just bring instead of one parent, both parents wanted to go, siblings want to go, you can get discounted tickets as well. And I'm still working on it. We're hoping to get one of our cameras there to record the whole thing and talk to some of the kids because it looks like such a fun, exciting night. My son can't wait to go.
I'm interested to see some video too, so I hope you're successful with that.
Hopefully we'll have that for you on our next show. Well, if we're talking football, that means registration for SAA cheerleading and POMS is now open as well on the SAA website. POMS will be open to girls entering 5th through 8th grade and cheerleading a little different, kindergarten all the way through 8th grade. Both of them, though, start their seasons in September. If you have any questions at all about the cheer program or the POMS program, feel free to email us at cheer@saa-online.com. Well, that's all the time we have for this installment of Inside SAA. Not bad for our first show.
I'll agree with that.
We have a lot of people to thank that made this happen. All of the commissioners out there who send us your input on what's going on. We appreciate it. That's what the show is basically based on.
Don't forget, we also have Dennis Best and Jared Schrader behind the cameras, right?
Right. Thank you.
And the leader of this committee is Mike Scherenhausen, and we want to say thanks to him for helping get the Inside SAA project off the ground. And as always, if you have any questions at all about any sports in the Schaumburg Athletic Association, the best spot to get information is on the website, saa-online.com.
That's also where you can email us if you would like to get involved with this show because we need more volunteers and we would love to have the help. The show is about you, for the kids.
That's right.
Well, I'm Bridget Minogue. Thanks for watching.
And I'm Rob Kay. That was our first episode of Inside SAA.